Are you lost in a sea of art supplies and struggling to figure out what to buy to get started painting in watercolor? It's easy to feel overwhelmed and apprehensive about wasting money buying the wrong art supplies. No worries. Hi, I'm Valerie Coe, and I am here to tell you you only need to purchase 4 items to get started correctly and position yourself for success and enjoyment with watercolor. And I will be sharing those items with you in this video, so keep watching. Firstly, cheap is not better, and I am shocked by the number of YouTube art channels that suggest buying student-grade materials merely because they are cheap. If you're a kindergartner, they are fine, but if your goal is to succeed with watercolor, then buying student-grade materials will set you up for failure. I have been a watercolor artist for over 12 years. I have a master's degree in agricultural education, and I have taught watercolor workshops for the past 5 years. In my workshops, I always supply participants with a list of supplies to bring to class. Inevitably, many of the students trying to save money will ignore my recommendations and come with what they already have on hand. Several years ago, one such student was struggling to paint a watercolor wash. I handed her my black velvet cat's tongue brush, and she achieved instant success with her watercolor wash. She was so happy that she immediately got on her phone and ordered that brush. I relay this story to illustrate the amazing difference having proper tools will make in you either succeeding or failing in watercolor. The choice is yours. So let's get on with those 4 items. Number 1, paper. Quality watercolor paper is critical to success with watercolor, and I will be making future videos explaining the ins and outs of selecting watercolor paper. But in the meantime, I recommend you purchase Arches cold press 140-pound 7 by 10 inch block. Blocks are super helpful in that you don't have to stretch your paper, and I like the 7 by 10 inch size block because you can draw a line down the center and have 2 paintings that you can put a 5 by 7 mat on the finished work. Number 2, brushes. There are so many brush companies and different types of brushes, but one of the lovely things about watercolor is that you literally could paint an entire painting with one quality brush. However, I am recommending the silver black velvet set with 3 brushes. The first is the versatile number 8 round, which can paint large areas and detail, both. A 3/4 inch cat's tongue, which is great for painting large areas and big washes. And finally, a liner, or what some prefer to as a rigger. This is for detailed line work. That's it. That's all you need, these 3 wonderful brushes. Number 3, paint, or as some refer to it as pigment. Again, there are a lot of great companies out there and a myriad of colors. However, it's best to start with a limited number of colors so that you will learn how to mix colors. You could easily start out with just 3 primary colors, but I am recommending the Daniel Smith Extra Fine Essential set that contains 6 tubes. The set contains a warm and a cool version of each of the primary colors. And lastly, number 4, your palette. There are so many to choose from, and I have to admit that I am an extreme palette junkie, but I don't recommend you go down that road. My suggestion is the Magello Airtight Watercolor Palette with 18 wells. This is a great little palette that is good for studio or plein air painting. In the description below, there are links for all 4 of these products, and they are seriously all you need to get started painting with watercolor. As I said earlier, I'll be making future videos explaining watercolor paper, brushes, paint, and palettes. So please subscribe to my channel so that I can help you enjoy your creative journey with watercolor.